Hey guys, real quick before we start the show, wanted to let you know kind of how we do things around here, how we do the podcast. If you've ever wanted to make a podcast, we use Spotify. Spotify's got a platform that lets you make a podcast really, really easy. And then they let you distribute it everywhere and even earn some money if you want a little change, cha-ching in your pocket. And they do it all in one place, and it's for free. That's the exciting part. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Here's how it works. They let you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or your computer, and then they'll let you distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. And if you want to take your conversations to the next level, they have really cool features like Q&A and polls, and those are the things that really get people and your fans talking about things. So with Spotify for Podcasters, you can also earn money, including ads and podcast subscriptions, and the best of all, like I said, it's totally free with no catch. Ever since I've discovered it, I feel like the options of the Q&A and the video options and the polls has really let me take the creativity of my podcasting to another level. I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started today. Hello, my conspiracy nuts, and you know who you are. This is Byron Dice, and you're listening to Let's Get to the Bottom of That podcast, probably the best show on the internet, where each week I'm joined by Mike and Jason, and we cover a topic that's been left out in the public square unattended and covered with questions from the official story. This is episode 25, Down the Rabbit Hole. So, my critical free thinkers, get your tinfoil hats back on, sit back and relax, and let's get to the bottom of that. Dice Man Enterprises exclusively presents a talk show that will get to the bottom of things once and for all. And now, here's your host for Let's Get to the Bottom of That, three weirdos on a mic. Here we go.
What's up?
What's up, fellas? Let's get to the bottom of that. We are back for another episode. Last week, we finished our Secret Society series, which I think was very successful. Had a lot of feedback. Our top two, the Masons and the Bilderberg group, are now our top one in the top four of our podcast.
Killing it.
Yeah.
The Masons and the Bilderberg.
Yeah, they're in the top four of all of our podcasts. So thank you, listeners, for all you do for us, because we couldn't do it without you. You're the ones listening, because we're just three weirdos on a mic each week talking about something that's out there that we need to get to the bottom of.
Right.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. The listeners make it for us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd just be shouting into the void.
Right. We'd be shouting on the get off my lawn.
Bilderberg episode, that was my favorite. I think that was my favorite.
It was a good one.
Of all the ones.
Dude, they all have their own unique
that's true.
separate thing about them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, even though there's a web and they kind of connect the dots with each other, they all kind of have their own unique standalone, even though they have a connection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was really good.
So to pick a favorite, it's like picking a favorite child almost. You know?
It is. Yeah, it is really.
Yeah, we all know who our favorite children are.
Today, we are starting a brand new. It's not a series, but it is a brand new episode.
Right.
And I'll try to explain this to the audience today. And we're going to start this. The reason we started it now is because we just come off of an 8-week Secret Society series.
We're tired.
I mean, that was 8 weeks, and it was zoned in,
Intense.
and we were like, it was intense, and it was like focused on. This is Secret Societies. Before that, we've been talking about Bigfoot going to the moon, 9/11,
JFK.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
This time it was like zoned in with laser beams. So we were like, we want to start a podcast that kind of takes a breath, take a deep breath, because all of our topics are pretty heavy, all of them.
Yeah.
And we want to kind of take a minute and kind of unwrap and unwind, kind of maybe talk about our past episodes. And then just, if there's any comments out there that people wanted to share, we could share those. Just kind of a free form episode of random thoughts.
Yeah.
And we decided to call it Down the Rabbit Hole, because that's kind of what we do.
Yeah. We do.
And we're going to be going over news of the day. current events, things that have been going on that we haven't talked about on the show that needs to be talked about.
Epstein's list.
Yes. So
There you go.
to get things started,
At last. I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole? This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
that's all we're offering is the truth, fellas.
Right on.
Nostalgia.
So down the rabbit hole,
Take the red pill.
man,
the red pill, all we're offering is the truth.
you just got me hyped. Dude. The Matrix.
You felt like you were in that chair.
Dude, my wife, she never seen The Matrix. Any of them.
Oh,
We
she
need to
should-
have a party.
She should watch it.
No, so this last summer, I said, let's start them. Let's start them. So we started them. Man, she got into it.
Really?
Yeah, she got into it.
I just took my kids through it.
Oh, yeah. For the first time?
Yeah.
What'd they think?
Oh, there though. It was
Mind blown.
amazing.
Mind blown.
Mind blown. What is happening?
Yeah.
Why is he in that tube naked?
Did you see the fourth one?
Yeah.
What did you think about that one?
I actually haven't.
It was
You
upsetting.
haven't? Okay,
No,
no
I'll be honest.
spoilers.
I've only seen
It was
the first
upsetting.
one. Only seen the first one.
You've only...
Oh.
Yeah. Don't press a button on me.
I got to. I got to go back.
Dope. Only the first one.
Yeah. I need
Okay.
to go watch.
What happened,
what is
man?
it? Reloaded and what's the third one?
Revolution. No.
Revelation.
That's it. Revolutions.
Revolution, yeah.
Yeah, I'll check them out.
It's where they actually get into Zion and about to kill everybody.
Makes sense.
Zion. Man.
The priority of
stops you?
Zion.
Yeah, that's right.
What stopped you?
I don't know.
Maybe he just got disconnected. Well, I'll tell you my thoughts on
Took
the
the
fourth
blue
one.
pill, dude.
Yeah, he's like, dude, I want to go back to my life, drink my cappuccino and my artesian well water. I'm not studying you guys.
Wow.
I asked my kids about it, and this was strange because it is very thought provoking. And JC was like, "Dude, I don't want to live. I don't want to live in that dystopian. Put me back in the tube."
Oh, really?
She was like, "I don't remember none of that. Let me live that life."
Really?
Yes, I was like, "Really? Even though you found out the truth?"
Were you upset?
I was.
I'd be a little. She took the blue pill, dude.
She did,
Well,
but she had her reasons. Like, I don't want to live on this ship eating that garbage food y'all are going through. I was like, well, she's got a point.
But you're still technically there.
You are, well, you're in a tube
Yeah, you're in a tube.
Is
and you're eating
bliss?
steak.
Ignorance is bliss.
He had it. Ignorance was bliss.
Yeah. Wow.
If you don't know, you don't remember, you don't care.
Yeah.
And it's only until your eyes are open.
Is that what the future is going to be like? Is everyone just going to be wearing like a VR thing,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
and it's going to be the metaverse, and that's where we're living 90% of our time?
Yep.
I think so. Because, you can go to, we're way off. This is what the episode's
Yeah,
about,
that's
the
what-
rabbit hole.
let's keep this rolling, baby. Let's keep it rolling.
But there is there's churches online that have VR.
Yes.
You can sit in your house with your VR, and when you walk up to the parking lot, it looks just like their real parking lot. You go into their door. The sanctuary is exactly how they have their sanctuary. You sit down in a chair in the VR. There's other people in the VR world that are watching with VR. So it's not like it's a bot. It's a real person that sat down. And when you watch the screen, you're actually watching what people are live at the church watching the message.
Wow.
And you heard that episode with Mark, not Mark, what's his name?
Stu Peters?
No, the dude from Facebook. What's his name?
Zuckerberg.
Oh,
Yeah,
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. When he said that you'll be able to even, if you don't even want to be yourself, like your own person, you can create an avatar
Yeah.
and people
All
will
right.
know you by that avatar.
Uh-huh.
So you can go to these concerts, you can go to the church, you can go down the street or wherever you
And be
wanna
somebody
go
different.
and be somebody different.
Be the
people-
cool guy.
People will still know you by your avatar and your username, just like they did in Ready Player One.
Yeah.
But they never knew.
Exactly like
Right.
that.
And that's
But if they
that's
met
where
me
they're
at
going.
Walmart, they wouldn't know me. Like
Right.
the real person walking around.
Exactly.
I could hide.
Unless you were what you look like.
Exactly.
Right.
The only thing that gives me a little bit of hope there is that, Facebook's stock price is down like 70%. So I don't.
Are they right now?
Yeah, they're doing bad. So, which is great news. I don't know if they're going to keep Zuckerberg around much longer. I feel like investors are probably pretty pissed.
I wonder why they're doing so poor.
I don't know.
Man,
They put a lot of their eggs in the metaverse
yeah.
basket, and I don't think it's
Maybe it's all of this truth coming out about how the government is using them as a weapon, a weapon.
yeah.
Yeah, if we contributed to that in any small way, then we can pat
Sign me
ourselves
up.
in the back.
Sign me
If
up.
our episode on big tech
has been
opened
big
anyone's eyes.
and weaponized. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, to answer your question, I was disappointed in the fourth one. Circle around back to that.
Really?
To the Matrix.
Yeah.
Why? Without giving any spoilers out.
Did you have sport? You hadn't seen it?
No, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
No, just so that our audience are in like.
I didn't like the swap. They made Trinity Neo, and Neo is Trinity. I didn't like that. Why did y'all do that?
Okay.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, I see.
I didn't like that.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, but I like the.
I like the bad dude. Like he was acting like. I like the concept of, hey, we tricked you into how they tricked him into the new world.
Yes.
I did like that, and I liked how they were like, we found out bullet time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here's our weapon now. Thanks for showing us.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go into any more.
But anyway, this is down the rabbit hole. Real quick, did we mention that our secret society is up at the top?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yep.
Do you guys want to mention anything about past episodes that
JFK
seems to be
me.
relevant today, even though it's in the past that we've talked about it? Anything?
UFOs. I mean,
Oh,
UFOs.
UFOs.
Yeah.
That's something that's happened here recently.
Yeah,
That's huge.
Yeah.
Last 3 weeks.
UFOs.
Didn't you send me an article of
Project Blue Book.
there was a new sighting? You were just
yeah.
talking to me Sunday about it.
We talked about some of that
Orthon's
stuff.
brother.
Wait, what?
No,
another
Yes.
sighting off.
You might be talking about that documentary I was telling you about, Missing 411,
Right.
where it's about like all the mysterious disappearances that took place in like national parks. And there's one called Missing 411, the UFO Connection, where
Yeah.
in one of them, this guy's talking about, he's like a 70-year-old guy. He talks about getting abducted by an alien. It's a very fascinating documentary, actually.
And his name was
Uso, I think.
Uso, which I think he's related to Orthon.
He could. Yeah.
From Roswell.
He like drew a picture.
Remember from Saturn?
He like drew a picture of what Uso looked like and then had an artist draw like a better one.
Oh, what was it?
It like Uso had like a cone for a hand and he was wearing like a black, it looked like a scuba suit, sort of like a black scuba suit because
It's efficient.
because our sun burns them apparently. So they have to like dress a certain way. And yeah, he thinks the reason that they abducted him and then put him back is because he had a vasectomy.
What?
Yeah. That's what,
It just took me a minute.
Wait.
There.
yeah.
I had a register for me too.
Yeah. That's what he said.
So that was the line.
Yeah, dude.
We can't cross
We can't
that.
do him. The dude's no good. He's
Listen,
damaged goods.
Listen,
Yeah.
we can't get any seeds out of this guy.
Yeah. Put him
Please,
back.
Put him back.
Yeah.
Put him back.
And weirdly, when he came back, like he had some like lung damage prior to that. He had like some spots on his lungs. When he came back,
Jeez.
his lungs were perfectly fine. So they like healed him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just reverse his vasectomy?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a good question.
They could do that.
Yeah, they could.
They could. We can do that.
Yeah, I mean, all you got to do is tie weld it back
Yeah,
together.
just be like,
Yeah.
oh, look, they messed up, and then just put it back.
Yeah, just tie it in.
He's
yeah.
better now.
Yeah. Put the vas deferens back together. Yep.
Right.
Yep. They could do it.
Yeah.
They could
I
do
mean,
it.
I guess we just blew the hole out of that one.
Yeah. He's lying.
Right. He's done. Yeah.
We cracked the case.
Do you think they're
Okay,
they're actually our race from the future?
I don't know.
That's a good one, right?
That's an
a good
interesting
theory.
point.
Yeah, that's that
Yeah.
interstellar
Yeah.
theory.
It's from a future race. Hey, we
Yeah.
need to go back and help them.
Yeah. Or like,
Which is weird is why do you have to go back and help? Because you already made it. Or is it because you made it because you went back?
yeah.
I don't know.
Or they could be like an intelligent civilization that
Mind
has
blown.
been here basically like all along.
And the hollow earth?
Like, yeah, something like that.
just hiding out, waiting.
Have you ever listened to any of like Graham Hancock stuff?
No.
So, he goes all around the world, and he basically thinks that there's like a whole chapter of human history missing, and he talks about like giants and stuff like that, and basically how there used to be like an intelligent race of people that is basically not talked about at all.
Really?
Yeah, he's got something on Netflix called I can't remember what it's called, Ancient Apocalypse or something like that, where he talks about like a big flood that like took them
right
all
now?
out. Yeah, it's on there right now.
Oh, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, in this is going to be a lot of by the ways. This episode, Down the Rabbit Hole, is by the way. That's going to be my tagline.
Down the road. Yeah.
By the way. I watched the Push you told me about.
Yeah, how did you think?
As I was watching it, here was my thought. The whole baby thing, I thought that was okay. I didn't see that manipulation. You literally thought something, I'm helping this baby.
Yeah.
That wasn't like, hey, nefarious or malicious.
No, sure. But
I didn't see where that would really
But it's like a stranger
get somebody.
on the phone. Yeah.
You didn't, but the lady didn't even question it. That's the thing. Like there was no like, hey, this doesn't sound right, or hey, should I call the authorities? Hey,
Because it was just somebody posing to be an authority figure over the phone.
That's right.
So they never validated it.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I guess so.
And-
That's like if your children.
But it seemed like if somebody did, yeah, you're right. I should question that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like if like a stranger comes up to your children and says, "Hey, your mom and dad are pretty ill. They want me to come get you," and your kids are like, "I don't know you. I got to
Yeah, that's
validate
true.
who you are. I got to validate if this is true. You might just take me and sell me on the black market."
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
I didn't think about that. That
with
is
adults,
that was the only thing I thought of. But you've kind of steered me the right way. I feel better now.
Good. I'm glad I could.
But the whole push thing off the building,
Right. How that can happen, right? Wild. Isn't that wild?
yeah. And a lot of them were like, "No, dude, you're stupid. I'm out of here."
Yeah.
I
A lot of them turned away.
A lot of them.
Did y'all hear that?
Yep.
Some kind of
Is
cat
that-
running around.
Is that Gary from SpongeBob?
Anyway, I watched that show. It was pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just fascinating that anyone would do it at all.
Yeah.
It's pretty eye-opening.
I mean, let's just say they took a pool of 100 people and one person did it. One person is enough to be like, hey, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Manipulation.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude. It shows how suggestible people are.
Yeah. I mean, Hitler.
Yeah.
That
Oh yeah, he took the whole
country.
Yeah, everybody believed him.
Yep.
Oh really? Jews are idiots?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah. Yep.
My neighbor's a Jew. What are you talking?
No, he's not. He's a bad guy.
Yeah. What do you want me to do to him again?
Okay, I will.
Take his bread?
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah. 9.
9. Yeah, that was hey, let's do a little bit on this day. Today in history.
Okay, let's do it.
1961. Today, President JFK issued Executive Order 10924. What does that mean? He established the Peace Corps, which I don't know if that was a good thing or not.
God rest his soul.
I don't know either.
The Peace Corps, they're kind of a they go do stuff. Humanity, I always feel like they're the UN with the blue helmets, but I know they're not.
The Peace Corps?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about them.
I feel like they're out smoking pot and they're always throwing up peace signs.
It could be.
You know what I'm saying? And then people are like, hey, come on in. Anyway, 1966, a Soviet probe crashed into Venus
That's pretty interesting.
on today's date. I guess they took, I don't know, Varina 3 probe from Kazakhstan on November 15th. I guess it took them that long to get there. So March 1st, it crashed. Colonial American, 1692 on today's date, Salem witch hunt began. If y'all know anything about, hey, that'd be a good episode.
That would be.
The Salem Village in Massachusetts. I love saying that. Sarah Osborne? What?
What about Sarah Osborne?
That's Ozzy's wife. Sharon. Sorry.
Sharon Osbourne.
Okay, maybe it's
man.
related to her.
Yeah,
It's her
I thought
mom.
we had
I mean,
something.
both-
there. I thought we had something.
You guys
there.
were on the same wavelength there. I was like,
I did too. Oh my gosh, she was charged with illegal practice of witchcraft.
Dude, I've actually been to Salem.
Really?
And
How's that look?
They have a whole bunch of stuff. They have like some graveyards from the time where it's pretty creepy what you can see on the gravestones.
Was that something
So
just like, hey, I want to go visit Salem? Or
We
how'd that
went.
happen?
Me and my brother went like all over the Northeast. And,
Oh.
and
Northeastern.
Went to like Massachusetts and Vermont and places like that. Went to some breweries. We were
fun.
really big into craft beer at the time.
Did you go to Boston?
And there's some really good ones. We did.
What do you,
Yeah,
I
Boston's
love.
good.
I've heard
Boston.
such good things about Boston. Like when you go and visit.
That's okay.
Is it okay? It's
okay.
just okay.
Yeah.
I didn't go to
Better
Boston.
than New York.
Yes.
I didn't go to
Better than
Boston.
New Jersey?
I went to Concord.
Yes. For sure. I've never been to either of those places, but I can tell you.
Oh,
I've
you,
been
haven't you didn't go to New York?
I've been
No,
to
I
New
didn't go
York.
to New York. I would never go to New York City.
Really? Not even just. To
I went to
see?
New York back in
I'll see it
'95.
maybe. Yeah, someday. It just seems like a big, crowded, dirty
cesspool,
place.
some kind of
Yeah,
cesspool?
just like a descending hub of.
I'm
filth.
sure it's like horrible from when I was there.
Yeah.
You went because you were in the
I went because I
Peace
lived.
Corps, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
No, actually, I lived in Washington D.C. I was stationed there for 3 years, and it's only a 2-hour drive. Yeah. So Susan was like, "Hey, I want to go buy some jewelry on the streets of New York." Well, let's go.
That's fun.
We drove there, and that was the biggest mistake of my life.
Really? Why?
Because when you're driving, if you're not used to those roads, all of a sudden you're driving down the street, New York City, and all of a sudden your lane is gone. And all of a sudden you got these cars just coming at you. And you're like, what happened to my lane? And you don't know what to do. People are honking at you. They're angry.
It seems stressful.
It was I was like, I don't want to be
never
here.
drive there.
I don't want to be here right now.
Yeah, I would fly in and like get an Uber.
Yeah, dude. I heard the subways, like the air in the subways, like when you're actually in the subway train, it's like 20% skin.
I love this episode already.
Oh my gosh.
Dude. But getting back to the Salem witch trials, dude, like there was back then it was like guilt by accusation. You could just accuse some. There was this one girl who didn't like this other girl her age, and she said, "I saw her step in a puddle and not get wet," and they killed her. It was like a little. It was like a little girl.
Jeez.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
And after she did it, she was like, but water's not wet. And
Not wet, right?
and they were like, kill her, string her up.
yeah.
And now we come to find out water is really not wet.
I mean, that's an argument, though.
What?
Water isn't wet.
It really is.
Water? What do you mean water's not wet?
It's not wet.
so
It's the effects.
Oh yeah, but
Like fire is not burned. Burned is what you get from fire.
okay, yeah.
Wet is not what you get. It's
Yeah,
what you
it's-
get from water. Water in itself is not wet. It's just water.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So that was a big
so
argument. a
That's
couple
my
years
that's
ago.
my take.
Because I think it makes sense because wet is basically just when water is applied to something that isn't water, right?
Right.
Then that thing is now wet.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. He's got it
yeah.
because you can take that away.
Yeah, water in and of itself cannot be wet.
Right.
Okay.
He's tracking.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
So on the flip side, sand is not dry. Right?
I guess.
I think so.
All right. I got it.
Because it's not dry. It's just the effects of it.
Our listeners are like, I hate this episode.
Yeah.
Right. They're
Or
we're
they
getting
really
tons
love
of
it.
or we're getting tons of comments.
Well, they know where we're at, though, mentally. We're not stable. So,
Right. We are three weirdos on a mic. This is why we've labeled ourselves.
yeah.
You're getting a peek behind the curtain right now.
This is why we do the things we do.
Sand's not dry. What else we got? 1971, a bomb explodes in the Capitol building. What? I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
I actually knew about that.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
No.
On today's date.
Not on this, but I knew
It had
about it.
$300,000 in damage, but hurt no one. Oh, the group called themselves the Weather Underground.
Interesting. Sounds like a band.
Yeah, it does. They probably are a band right now. In sports, New York Yankees star Mickey Mantle retired in 1969.
Okay.
On today's date. Oh, in 1872, Yellowstone Park was established on March 1st.
Very cool.
Yellowstone.
So there you have it. That's down the rabbit hole, guy. Let's talk about, wait a minute. Just one more thing, guys. I know this is boring you. Today's birthday is Justin Bieber.
The Biebs.
The Biebs.
Happy-
Roger
happy
Daltrey.
birthday.
I don't
that?
I don't know who that is.
He's an English songwriter. He's back in the 1944.
Isn't it?
Yitzhak Rabin. I don't know who that is, or Rabin.
To be honest, I'm looking at this list. The only name I recognize is Justin Bieber.
Yeah, how about
is
Glenn? I
either
know Glenn
sad-
Miller. I know Glenn Miller. He was the big band back in the 40s.
Okay.
That's Glenn Miller.
Okay.
That's pretty spot on.
Today's death is Elaine Rensnot, French. Well, why do they spell
I
like that?
I actually have heard of the last guy, Chopin.
Okay, Frederick Chopin was born today.
Yeah.
1810.
Yep.
Oh, he was a composer, right?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
classical guy. Yep.
Dixie Dean, English footballer, 1980, died on today. Arthur Colster, sounds like a pickle. George Grothsmith in 1912 died today. And I don't even know how to pronounce. Why are all these names weird? I'm done.
Yeah, dude. It's like not even just
down
United States stuff. It's like other countries.
Oh, I didn't know this today in history. The Titanic, the movie, grossed $1 billion.
Yeah. They were at the they held that title for a
In
very long time.
1995, Yahoo was incorporated.
They held that title for a very long time.
A very long time.
And then Avatar kicked it.
Avatar kicked it.
And
then
then Avengers.
Avatar kicked it, and then Star Wars.
Was it Star Wars?
The first one, because we were all tricked into thinking it was going to be good.
It was good.
Are you kidding me?
Phantom Menace?
They told no, not Phantom.
You mean
number
3?
8? Number 8.
Oh, you mean The Force Awakens? That was
Yes,
trash.
The Force Awakens. They tricked everybody. That's why it was huge at the box office.
Garbage.
It still is on the top because they tricked us.
Dude,
We thought, oh no,
I
another
waited-
Star Wars.
Dude, I waited 13 hours in line.
Did
That's
you really?
What?
Yes. Yes, we got there.
That is amazing.
Yeah, we got there at 11. No. We got there at 7. I got there in the morning, and then the showing was at 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you first in line?
Oh, we were second.
Wow. Okay.
The people that were in front of us, they had like their whole posse there, and they were playing a Star Wars card game. That's how I knew I was in the
In the
crowd.
right place.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, I
Wow.
felt.
It took me a while to process what happened after I saw that movie.
Yeah,
It took me a couple of weeks to go, wait a minute, I just watched A New Hope.
Yeah, no, it was.
What?
It was.
What just?
Yeah, copy and
okay.
paste. Copy
Anyway.
and paste. Anyway.
1947 today, Impossible Mission Force was formed. IMF.
Oh,
I'm sorry. It's International Monetary Fund.
yeah.
That's a made-up name. And Charles Lindbergh's son was kidnapped in 1932.
That's sad.
You know, the Lindbergh family. He was the first one to cross the ocean or went around the world in the plane.
He didn't go around the world.
He did something in a plane.
He went around in a circle on a.
He was
flat.
he was Lindbergh, dude.
Okay.
His son was kidnapped, and he was real famous because he did something in a plane.
I didn't even know his son was kidnapped.
I didn't either.
Much less that it happened today in history.
Today in history.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it,
All right.
folks.
Well, you'll learn
down the
useless
rabbit
facts.
hole.
We don't need to know.
All right, dude. Let's talk about something contemporary, something interesting here.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. Hey, you know what? We've hit this subject before on other episodes. We're talking about the Nordstrom. Is that how you say it?
Nord Stream.
Nord Stream. Why do I say Nordstrom? That's a
That's a store,
That's
dude.
a department
Store in
store.
the mall.
They blew up Nordstrom. Can you believe it? Bite. Anyway, Nord Stream is a pipeline that took natural gas from Russia all the way to Europe. Mike says it's went to Germany,
Yeah.
but they distributed it to Europe essentially.
Yes. Yep.
So that's a good thing. Thanks, Russia. Hooking your brothers up.
Yeah, it was cheap too. Cheap gas
Why did
wait.
why
Hooking
did
them
it have
up.
to why did it have to go underwater though?
under the Baltic Sea.
So I thought Russia was connected to Europe.
Well-
Am I failing geography?
Well, if you go to Seymour Hersh's Substack article where he talks about this, he has like a map of where the pipelines went. Let me see if I can pull that up
Okay.
for you guys really
Pull
quick.
that up on the YouTube.
Yeah, so like here's where it goes. It's Nord Stream 1 and 2. It's going
Okay,
from
there's
Russia,
Russia.
underneath Finland.
Oh,
and then
okay. So
through the
he's
Baltics,
that's specifically Germany. So he could have went somewhere else in Europe
right.
without going under the Baltic Sea, but he probably had some kind of deal with Germany. Hey,
Yes.
if you do this,
Yep.
will y'all do this?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they were wanting. So Nord Stream 1 has been operational. Nord Stream 1 is the one that goes from
Yeah.
Russia to Germany. Cheap Russian natural gas flowing in and, helping them out a ton. They have so much that they can send it elsewhere in Europe. and it was just like mutually beneficial for both Russia and Germany.
Absolutely. Economically, and it's helping fuel houses, heat homes.
Yep.
I don't know what other benefits you have for natural gas.
And so much so that they were going to expand and have Nord Stream 2 come online and become operational. They were constructing it, and, you know, that was in the works. You might have heard Biden talk about, like, he was like, if Russia invades Ukraine, we're going to see to it that Nord Stream 2 does not happen. You remember him saying that?
No, I don't remember.
Yes, I do. I saw that clip.
He's on video saying
What benefit would that do for anybody?
It was a threat.
But why would we do that?
Why would we stop Nord Stream 2?
If Germany isn't Germany an ally?
Germany is an ally.
So wouldn't that hinder?
Yes.
Wouldn't that hurt
Yes.
Europe?
Yeah. What it would do is it would make Germany a lot more dependent on American energy, and it would prevent us from having to worry about this relationship between Russia and Germany.
I'd be pissed if I was Germany. I'd be like, this is...
You're exactly right. Yeah. So we're supposed to be cool with Germany right now at this point in history. We're supposed to be friends. And
Right.
we just basically...
Who's the prime minister over there right now? The lady still? That lady?
I don't know if it's Angela Merkel.
Merkel, yeah.
Well, look that up. I'll just tell you. It's 240 feet below the surface. It snakes along the Baltic seabed, like we talked about. And on September 26, 2022, 4 undersea explosions ripped 60-foot holes in the Nord Stream,
Yep.
sending gas just poured into the ocean.
Does that little girl know about this?
Greta?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I.
Does she know
That's
about
funny because I saw signs in Ohio. Greta, where are you? You know what I'm talking about? Where is she?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seriously.
She's somewhere.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Olaf Scholz is the prime minister of Germany right now.
Oh, wow. That just happened.
Yes, I think so.
So
Yeah, succeeding
2022.
Angela Merkel. Yeah.
Yeah, this happened.
And then, so a lot of people, like you mentioned, what was the guy's name? The article.
Seymour Hersh.
He's in line with this guy. What I'm reading is from Jim Rickards that it was a sophisticated military operation, no
SEALs.
doubt.
Yeah.
The SEALs.
And then, so Seymour Hersh, for the record, is a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist and is essentially like the gold standard of investigative reporting. He's exposed like a whole bunch of things.
So his credentials are...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in.
Yeah, it's not like he's just writing stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Not that one guy that from CNN. What's
Don Lemon,
No, Stelter.
Cuomo,
Stelter?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Stelter.
Brian
Stelter.
Stelter.
That clown.
Hey guys,
Yeah. He's.
I'm not sure if he talks like this, but Mark Dice, this is the way he said.
That's
This is
how
the
it
way he
sounds like
does
to
right
me.
here.
Yep. But yeah,
Misinformation.
he also exposed the My Lai massacre in Vietnam in 1969. That's what won him the Pulitzer.
Oh, wow.
And he exposed like the torture and abuse of prisoners in Iraq by the U.S. military. Did you ever see like those pictures
I
where
did.
like it's a guy standing up on a box with like a hood over his head and he's holding wires,
Mm-hmm.
and they told him if he steps off the box he'll get electrocuted, but the wires weren't actually plugged into anything. That kind of stuff. Like he exposed all that.
Oh wow.
So yeah, this isn't just some random guy that's coming out and saying it. And, you know, Western media has largely ignored it and has since been like, oh, look, balloon. And
Ball
Yeah.
in sky.
wall-to-wall coverage on a weather balloon.
Yeah.
24/7 coverage
Absolutely.
on a weather balloon, and nothing about, you know.
Nothing about this pipeline getting blown up.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah. And like you said, what does it benefit him? I think because it's going to cripple fuel shortages. There's going to be blackouts. It's just going to be a way to help Biden go, hey, look, we need to put this new legislation forward about this Green Deal stuff, all this new renewable energy stuff. I think that's why he did it.
Yeah, we'll see what comes down the pipeline following this.
No pun intended.
Yeah, seriously.
The Nord Stream pipeline.
But in Seymour Hersh's article, he kind of explains how it happened. So last June, during a NATO exercise called Baltops 22, Navy divers planted the remotely triggered explosives that 3 months later took out 3 of the 4 Nord Stream pipelines, according to a source with direct knowledge of the planning. Okay?
Say that again.
Which part?
All of that.
All of it? Okay.
You just said SEALs,
Navy SEAL.
Navy divers.
divers.
Yep. Planted remotely triggered explosives that 3 months later, so they planted them, and then 3 months later, so they planted them in June, and then the explosion happened in September.
So they actually had evidence of divers planting explosives on the pipeline.
That's what the source told Seymour Hersh. He has a source that is in on the planning of this.
I feel like somebody, if 3 months went by, I feel like somebody should have said something.
What?
Hey, there's some explosives down there in the pipeline. I
Yeah.
don't know if anybody wants to do anything about it. I'm just saying.
Yep.
It doesn't seem like it's a good idea
Yeah.
to put
Yeah.
explosives down there in the pipeline.
Gas pipeline.
They were originally going to put these explosives down there with a 48-hour timer on them. And
What?
they thought that 2-day window was too close to their, NATO exercise that it would be traced back to them right away. So what they did is they basically how they detonated these is they did it with a sonar buoy. So there was like a signal that was sent out from this
Gotcha.
sonar buoy that the explosives were waiting for. And once they heard that signal and it was processed, then they triggered and exploded.
So it took it 3 months
Yes.
to get over the
Yeah.
buoy to float over there.
Yeah, so they put the buoy there. Yeah,
That's ingenious.
3 months later.
Wow.
Science.
Now you said NATO exercise.
Yeah.
So all of this was planned.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, we're doing an exercise. We're going to dive down and we're going to put explosives on this pipeline.
Yeah, so I think they modified.
Hey, exercise is over. Can y'all get those explosives back up?
The exercise wasn't, hey, we're going to go put explosives anywhere.
Oh,
the
what was it?
The exercise is a bunch of busy stuff happening in the Baltic Sea, and then
So that wasn't part of it.
and
Gotcha.
then yeah,
No
exactly.
diversion.
It was an excuse for them to be in the area with
in
this,
the air.
yeah, with the stuff that they needed
Brilliant.
to pull it off. Yep. Yeah, because otherwise,
I'm surprised that Seymour is not dead.
yeah, dude.
You know how reporters go missing?
yeah,
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Because think about the dudes that actually went down and planted those.
yeah.
Those are probably some guys you don't want to meet in the back alley.
Absolutely not.
He was saying that the media responded very similar to when he broke the story on the My Lai massacre too. He's like, they told everyone I was lying about that as well.
Is he independent right now, or does he work
Yeah,
for a?
he's 85. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been doing this for a long time.
Surprised they
Dude,
haven't
and he got
discredited
all
him.
that information? That's amazing.
I was
Yeah.
surprised they haven't discredited him because of his age.
That-
He's senile.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah. Yep.
That's amazing that he uncovered all of that
I know. And he says,
and could actually get true, viable sources.
yeah, he says more is to come. He says we're only on the first base. So I think he is still collecting intel on what happened.
Do you think it can be fixed?
The pipeline?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it can be. Okay.
probably. I've been hearing China is calling for an investigation, and Russia is obviously calling for an investigation as well.
Well, Russia owns it, correct?
Yeah.
They should call for an investigation.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's crazy, dude.
I don't know. That's going to go down bad, especially if they find out that we're the ones that did it.
Yeah. If it's true,
Now, you said, now, I'm sorry to keep interrupting
you're good.
because my mind is scattered right now. So a NATO exercise, but you said that the source was Navy divers?
The source that was talking to Hirsch.
Yeah.
No, the source is
No, the source that said that the divers that went down.
They were Navy.
he
US
was
Navy.
He was part of the planning, so he was aware that the divers were going to be from the Navy.
Okay,
US
so
Navy.
so the
Yes.
United States Navy had so somebody in our military did this. Is that that's confirmed?
Yeah.
Well,
Under the guise of an exercise.
that's weird, but they say Navy divers. You know what I'm talking? Because you usually have SEALs that know how to do this stuff. You have people that do munitions that know how to do this, but they're just labeling as Navy divers.
Yeah, and he talks about like where they actually came from too. It was that one like diving school from like the Panhandle of Florida. The U.S. Navy's Diving and Salvage Center.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where the divers came from that supposedly carried out this mission. Because I guess that training center just turns out some of the best divers in the world. So, but yeah, the people that were really involved in this, like the key players in setting it up, were National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, Secretary of State Tony Blinken, and Victoria Nuland, the Undersecretary of State for Policy, and of course Joe Biden.
of course, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Sleepy Joe.
Yes.
Sleepy Joe.
And in the article, the source that was talking to Seymour Hersh was talking about what they were discussing, and they had like CIA representation in there that was saying whatever we do, it has to be covert because this is an act of war.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, it's from their own mouths they're saying it.
Jeez.
Yep. And like you were saying, Jason, like imagine being Germany in this point. Like people over there have to know what's going on, right? And
You'd think.
and their leadership basically let this all happen as going along with what we're doing because they're not, calling us out on the world stage or anything.
I wonder if there's something. I don't know. I just don't believe. I don't think that. I think there's more to it, to the story. Like you said, this is just the first
First base.
base. I think there's more to it. I think there's because from what we've learned over the last saga, there's plans within plans within plans, plans that are so compartmentalized that the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. So maybe this is just that kind of scenario, right?
Could be. Yeah.
I mean, because I'm always skeptical when it comes to this is the way it is. This is how it's going to be. I think there's more to it, and we'll find out.
Yeah.
Because I feel bad for Germany because their hands are tied. There's between a hard spot and a rock.
Yeah.
Because they're allies. They don't have I was just reading an article about their gas shortage and how it's outrageous over there.
Yeah.
Like people aren't going to be able to afford having heat.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Right, and this was a major supply for that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it basically decimated their energy sector. It really did. So,
I mean, if they are doing an investigation and they come up, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. It is an act of war.
it is.
If they find out that the Americans were behind it.
Nothing will happen.
From Russia?
No, I mean, for anybody.
What do you mean?
Contrary to popular belief, the United States runs this world.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the elites.
So, I mean, even if it was...
The globalist?
What of it? Yeah, we did it.
Yeah. It's weird that...
What are you going to do?
Exactly.
One thing that shows like a level of guilt in my eyes is that we are not talking about it like at all in the media, hardly at all. So that's fishy.
Yeah,
Right.
we already know that they're an arm of the government.
Right. Yep. But yeah, if it all ends up being true, like I don't know what kind of investigation is going to take place if there even is one. I'm sure if one does take place, we'll try and get one of our guys on there, and it'll be like another 9/11 commission report where it's 20,000 pages and doesn't say anything.
The Nordstrom report.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like it.
Or the Nord Stream report, sorry.
Yeah.
It's catchy.
They'll be like, yeah, we actually originally thought it was explosives, but turned out...
It was a sea turtle.
Yeah, like a rock just fell on it or something.
Yeah, it was methane
There
from
were
the
shark-
ocean.
Yeah, sharks with rocket launchers on them.
Remember that kelp that puts out methane? That was floating by and blew it up. There was a leak in the pipe.
Yeah, totally natural, too.
Yeah.
It just happened, wear and tear.
Yeah.
That's what.
Check it out. I got a computer model that says so.
Exactly. They'll come up with a model.
Yeah.
And everybody go, oh, okay.
What's funny is they'll have like some kind of drawing like a kindergartner did and said, look, see? And everyone's like, oh yeah, that looks right.
Yeah. Yep.
Man.
Oh, totally believable.
And then it'll go down the memory hole forever.
Yep.
And then
Because there's balloons in the air.
Yeah.
right. And then 20 years we'll see it. They'll do a movie about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how that we were the good guys that did this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
Well, we have to take that pipe out because of these reasons. And they'll make us seem like the good guys. Yeah, that is funny about the balloon in the air. Because they're talking about $400,000 Stinger missiles took out a $15 Hobby Lobby balloon.
Wow.
So-
from a senior, from a high schooler.
They're so full of crap. Dude, that's so dumb.
That's wild.
That's dumb.
And what do you mean?
I don't believe it. I don't believe the whole story. I don't believe any.
Oh, like
of
the balloons?
Yeah.
You don't believe there were hobby balloons?
I don't know. I don't know if.
I know they shot them down with Stinger missiles.
Yeah, we know that. But
I think Biden got his pants caught down and just started shooting anything out of the air, out of the sky. That was weird. That's what I think.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
Because he let it go all the way across the country.
Yeah.
And he got such flack about
But the
it.
Chinese said,
The
Chinese said, that was ours.
Yeah, it's ours.
So-
We saw it from where it came in our airspace.
Right. So what you're saying is the first one was Chinese.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're like, oh crap, we have to show some strength here. So let's throw up some more and shoot those down and act like we're this big tough country. Is that what you think?
Yeah. Well, no, there have been dudes that actually own the balloons. Kids.
Sure.
Shot
How
them
much
up.
money can you give a kid? Say, hey, just tell
No.
people that
They
you
were
wrote-
just doing a hobby thing.
okay.
And
Hey,
and because
how
all
much
of a
money,
sudden,
Mike, how much money can I give you to say that this is your hobby and you put a balloon up? How much money would it take?
Oh, I guess not much.
Not
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
not much. So that's what I'm saying. And I know you can't always come to every scenario and every situation with just so much skepticism, but I don't believe what they say. How many times have they just blatantly
true.
lied to us?
It's true.
oh, 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I don't know. Remember there was like some
You
kind
don't
of,
know.
There was some kind of like virus that they were trying to
Oh, yeah.
jab
Yeah,
it
they said
on.
some kind of wet
Yeah.
bat or something from a wet
the-
market.
right.
Wet market. Yeah.
Some
Yeah, and
what
a
did
couple
John Stewart said? What was a bat made out with some kind of penguin, and that's
Yeah.
how it happened.
So what you're saying is like, you don't believe like other balloons. You thought that just the one original one that went across the country that China claimed was theirs was real, and then the other balloon stuff was just
Just made up stuff.
to perpetuate the story.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
can see
it's
it.
definitely plausible.
And they were basically trying to spin it as like, like a sort of like an act of aggression
Yeah.
in some way.
But here's the thing: even if they wanted to make that the lie, that makes him look like a fool. Why would they go with that story?
The balloons?
Yes, hobby balloons. Oh, and I took them down with Stinger missiles. I'm Joe Biden, and I endorse this.
I
message.
guess it's the only thing
that it makes him look like an idiot.
yeah,
Why would they go with that story?
because they can get away with it, I guess. Not enough people are going to call
Yeah,
them
but people
out.
are laughing at. He's a laughing stock.
It's easier to cover up.
Yeah. As long as anything to deflect away from the
real balloon
pipeline.
and the pipeline. Yeah.
So like these balloons, this could be an act of aggression from China, but ignore the huge act of aggression we just did to the pipeline from, Russia to Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, ignore it.
Wow.
So I don't know, man. It is like you're saying, Jason, it is hard to tell what's real with a lot of this stuff.
Especially, when you get... Yeah, you don't know what to believe.
Yeah, it's psyops upon psyops upon psyops.
Yes,
so
dude.
it's like you peel back the layers and you're like, oh, wow, even that was a lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything's a lie.
Yeah.
They have to be. The CIA, the U.S. government, they have to operate that way.
Dude, another thing that I've been thinking about is like the coverage on the Ukraine war. It's hard to even tell like what's going on over there.
That's true.
Like I have absolutely no clue.
Right. How come there's no remember it used to be with the Iraq war?
Mm-hmm.
There were reporters on the ground,
Yeah.
live footage with tanks behind them. Hey, I'm Joe Scarborough talking about where's that at? Is that here or do I just not watch the news and I don't know?
I don't know. I don't watch the news, so I can't really.
I don't either. So maybe it is here. I don't know. Have you seen anything? I don't watch the news.
So like what all mainstream media is saying is like basically they're putting up like a really good fight and, pushing the Russians back in several instances and stuff like that. But it seems like the story changes so quickly because I did see in like AP News today that like forces may pull out of there's a key city called Bakhmut that's been like a big battlefront and, the Ukrainians are digging their feet in there and not letting the Russians advance even further. Now they're like pulling out of that city. So it seems like they might be getting pushed back. I don't know.
The Russians might get
The Russians are pushing the Ukrainians back.
Oh wow.
So I've heard from the mainstream media that it sounds like, they're doing a really good job and that all our help is, all they need. But it almost seems at this
Trillions.
point like it's like a war of attrition, right? And it's like a war that they can't win because there's just more manpower on the Russian side of things.
Yeah.
Even if they're, killing more Russians than Ukrainians, but I don't even know if that's true. But they say they're giving Russians all sorts of like heavy losses and stuff as they try to capture that city.
Yeah, they've always said that.
Yeah, they continually say that, but in like sort of like the alternative media, you hear people talking about like how Zelensky's forces seem to be losing, actually. How they're
right. I've heard both sides. I don't know what to believe, like Jason said. So
yeah, and I've heard like the tanks that we send over there, like they might not even be able to like operate them efficiently, because it's not like you go hand them the keys and it's like, oh yeah, here you go.
yeah, here's
it's
the
like
Ferrari.
It's like a lot more complicated than that.
But what's interesting to me is the other, like, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, when Biden went to go visit Ukraine.
Oh my God!
Why would you go to a war zone? You're the president of the United States.
Yeah.
You can't control anything that happens over there, or can you?
Yeah. It's a good point.
Hey guys, I want everyone to stop shooting today and start bombing because I'm gonna be there.
Right.
Just I don't want.
That does seem like an unnecessary risk, right? Like
Why would it seems like a huge risk. I mean,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Why? Yeah. Why are you going there instead of Ohio?
I don't even care where he goes. Why is he going there?
Yeah, it's like the last place in the world you
Yeah,
can
it's like why?
Right.
It makes no sense.
It's very, very weird.
That
Have y'all seen that Zelensky video where he's dancing? He's a pop star.
Yeah, I saw that.
But like back
Is that real?
Like
Yeah,
back
that's right.
before he was
Yeah, he was a comedian too.
What?
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I like him.
Do you?
I do like him.
Is he funny?
I think it's funny.
Oh, okay.
Like you like him as a comic or like as a
All of it.
all of it?
Yeah, I like all of it.
I don't know.
I
I don't know if I like him.
feel like
Well,
he's
tell
a
me.
shill.
Maybe I don't like him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I don't like him. Change my mind.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
I feel like he's just a puppet.
Yeah, it could be.
I feel like he's propped up or something. It's just the whole thing's weird.
Yeah.
I just like what he said. It was a hard statement that he said when the Ukraine war started, and he goes, "I don't need more money. I need more bullets." He
Yep.
goes, "I don't," and I was like, "Man, that's a hard statement.
That is hard.
I don't need that. I need more bullets."
And they changed his tune pretty quick. And he's like, yeah, we actually need billions of dollars.
Right, because that makes more bullets.
Yes,
Trillions.
but he was on the front line. I mean, how many presidents, prime ministers, kings do you see on the front lines?
Yeah, that's
George
hardcore.
Washington.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
The only
when
one.
men were men.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why I'm like, okay, I respect you.
Dude, I've heard that the
So
U.S.
he's on the front.
He was.
He
Okay.
was for a little while,
Yeah.
I think. And yeah, the U.S. has sent over $46.6 billion to Ukraine for arms and equipment at this point. We're the biggest donors, but like a lot of other NATO people have sent like
A couple $100.
a billion or two. Like I think Canada sent like 1.4 billion.
Ooh.
Yep.
It's astonishing.
So our tax dollars.
I just because we went over the episode of the Federal Reserve, money's not real,
Right.
and it's just trillions and billions, and
Yeah.
Military
it doesn't even
industrial
make sense.
complex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just doesn't even make sense.
Yep. Where do you guys see this war going? Like what's the
I don't
What's
know.
the end game?
what's going to happen, right? Like
Okay,
I guess
I do know Putin does not want them to join NATO,
right?
and that's why I'm pressuring you. I'm going in because y'all are thinking about it, and I don't want you to. So is his end game to take the capital and destroy the government and go, okay, gotcha. You're out of office. You're now Russia.
Yeah, I know he thinks that Russia and Ukraine are basically one
country,
people.
yeah.
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 But okay, so what's taking them so long to go and get in NATO? Isn't it just like, hey, can I join it?
Yeah. Okay. Sign these
a piece of
papers.
paper. Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't understand why.
I don't know.
See, because if he joins, then all the people in NATO can rally behind and push Russia out of his country.
NATO doesn't want that. They don't, because NATO doesn't want to go to war with Russia because they don't want to go to war with China
Right.
or North Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they're just like, yeah, we got your application.
Yeah. Listen, there's a few things on here we're
Can-
not
yeah,
sure about.
Yeah, can you go change? You
Those
use the right
heels that
font.
you used.
Yeah. That's why I'm curious what you guys think, because like let's say for example Ukraine is losing the war, right? Like Russia's pushing them back. They're going to illegally annex parts of the country.
Most of them.
And they're mowing down their army to the point where they can't even defend themselves. Does NATO at any point get involved? Is there another proxy, let's say, that gets involved, like Poland or something?
Possible.
Yeah, I have because I guess if it goes that way, then like NATO is now in direct conflict with Russia.
Yeah.
You know, I guess if you could say we are by proxy right now because
Right.
of all the aid we're giving.
That's what I'm
Ukraine,
saying.
but-
I mean, and it's no secret.
Yeah.
Russia knows what we're doing to help them.
Yep. Yeah. It's interesting. Because I guess the only thing we haven't done is NATO troops on the ground, right?
Correct. Yeah. We have not put actual bodies
Yep.
in the Ukraine war. It's just been Ukrainians.
That's the only thing we can't do.
Yeah.
We can't because they haven't joined NATO.
Right.
Huh. Okay.
You can't.
Yeah, like you said, what's stopping him? I want extra troops, or is he scared?
Who?
Zelensky.
I'm sure he has to be scared.
Is he scared to join NATO?
Oh, scared to join NATO.
That's what I'm saying. What?
I thought you meant just like scared in general. I was like, yeah,
he probably is with that video out there of him dancing. I'd be terrified. No, I mean, like, for instance, what is stopping him from joining NATO? Because wouldn't that help NATO allies help get these people out of my country?
I think NATO's stopping it.
So NATO's saying, just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Because we don't want to fight Russia.
Because we don't want to get into it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Because you got to think of what that means. I mean, like I said, you're not just.
It's like World War III at that point.
Yeah. You're not going against Russia, you're going against China.
I heard Tulsi Gabbard talking a lot about this.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
Yes.
That dude was
talking about
fantastic.
This is
episode.
where WW3 is happening.
Yes, we are on the verge of World War III. That's what she was saying. I don't know if she's an alarmist or what, but I would assume that she would know more about, what's going on because her extensive time in the military, her being a senator.
No, she was making those statements because she was saying America is positioning ourselves because we're aligning with Ukraine. That puts us in WW3.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was even flirting with the idea of a nuclear holocaust.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like the worst thing ever.
The fallout. Oh man.
That's like, humanity ending stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she said, "Don't worry about it. The elites have their bunkers."
Yeah.
That's what she said. She's like, "Don't worry about it. They'll be taken care of."
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just no one else will.
No one else will.
Yep. Yeah.
We need to get bug out bags. Do you guys?
Yeah,
get
we
bug
were
out
just
bags?
talking about that before the show.
A ready bag?
Well,
Yeah.
because dude said you need 3 things you need. You need to get a high quality firearm, figure out how to use it.
Got
you need
that.
3 months.
Figure out how to use it.
Yeah. Get 3 months of food, water, and a portable heat source, and then watch this short presentation before it shut down.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 things.
I don't know about that
Yeah,
third
yeah.
one, but the first 2 are probably good
and you
ideas.
said you do have 3 months.
I do.
I need to buy one of those Patriot boxes.
Yeah, get a My Patriot Supply.
Okay, I'm going to do that. I do have a generator.
Yeah, you go mypatriotsupply.com. I'm not affiliated with them, but that's where you can go to get some good.
I do have a generator.
Shelf life is 25 years, so I mean you just buy it once and you don't have to worry about it.
And you're done.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing is I need to get a backhoe and start digging a bunker.
Yeah, that's more work, yeah.
Yeah. I could put one in the backyard. Just get one of those shipping containers.
Mm-hmm.
Dig a hole, put it down there, and just retrofit it out for like normal life
Yeah, that's a good
for
idea.
like 25 years.
Yeah.
And then when the alarms start going, we go down there, lock the doors, and we're good.
Yeah, I mean, we're good for a while.
But you'd have to figure out like how to get like oxygen in there properly. I don't know about that.
True,
but-
it's good. It's good.
So yeah,
We have a lot of things to
we
think
have a
about.
lot of things to consider.
What we need to do is go watch the seasons of Doomsday Preppers and then get their.
They've got it together, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they.
I've seen some where they got these traps at the front of the door. Like if you're not supposed to be there, it comes and these spikes go through you. You're done.
Yeah, they're ready for anything.
I know.
And they've got this thing that goes to the top like a periscope.
Yeah.
And they're down there. They can look up.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool.
Yep.
That's awesome.
We need some land.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So let's hope it doesn't go in that direction. Let's hope we can avert World War III here.
Let's hope.
Have you guys,
I don't want to.
Have you guys heard or come across any articles about the Chinese buying a whole bunch of property in
Yes.
Manhattan?
Yes.
I have heard of that. I think you were actually the one telling me.
Yeah, Chinese is doing it. Bill Gates is doing it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And they've actually, the CCP has a police force in New York City. They have an office.
I just read that today.
Yes.
Dude,
It's absolutely crazy.
have you guys heard it? I think I talked about it off air, maybe on one of our other episodes, where there was like some general or something that was like, we're going to be at war with China before 2025. Have you heard of that?
No.
Yeah, there was like some guy who's like really high up in the military that was giving an interview and talking about the likelihood of us being at war with China before the end of the decade, basically. And he was like, yeah, it's like going to happen.
Are they coming to us, or
Well,
are we coming to them?
I have no idea.
Well,
Because if they coming to us, they're
Yeah.
not gonna make it.
If they come to us,
Yeah, if they come to us, they're not gonna
We
make
have there's too many guns.
I wonder if it's going to be like a Taiwan-centered thing.
it. Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
But it would be in our best interest for them to come to us.
Yeah, probably.
Their best interest?
Our best interest.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Why would we even go over there and attack them?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I think China is the sleeping giant because all this distraction of Russia, Ukraine, China. We haven't heard much of China.
Yeah.
other than these balloons.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
that's about it.
Like, are these balloons going to be like what we trace it back to, like where it all started?
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
Yes,
If you think about this,
you're
like
right.
Russian, Ukraine stuff, like before it all kicked off, I know it's been, like a long and storied history between Ukraine and Russia, but like all the Russian disinformation and stuff like that. Like we were putting bad juju on Russia for years prior to
3 years with Trump in office.
Yeah, like Putin's puppet and like
Yeah.
calling him stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
He's a Russian agent. That actually came out of their mouth.
Yeah, so I was kind of like,
Adam Shifty.
I hate that guy.
yeah, I was kind of like forecasting, trying to see like what could be happening in the future based off
You're
what we're seeing
right.
today. I mean,
what if it is the balloon?
it could be? I mean, yeah, if we just keep talking crap about China and it escalates and some geopolitical thing happens where we're on one side and China's on the other, then we have another thing like the Ukraine-Russia situation going on.
I just wish they would try to come here. I just wish they would.
What would you do?
I mean, not just me. Every American would be like, "Nah, this isn't working.
No, yeah,
This isn't going to work out."
that's true.
I mean, they wouldn't.
I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, we sit here and we play our Xboxes and we do our podcasting, but at the end of the day, if they were trying to come down the street, we would be in the streets with our weapons,
Yes.
stopping stuff. I mean, you
in
know what I'm saying?
every-
You'd find out who is
Yes.
not beta.
In every neighborhood, I don't care if it's the suburbs. I don't care if it's down in the hoods.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe,
Matter of
in
fact,
California they might have a good chance. I don't know.
That's true.
go to Crenshaw.
Okay,
Go-
Crenshaw.
Go, go to Crenshaw. Go to Crenshaw.
What about Compton?
Yeah, go to
Anchor,
Compton.
yeah.
Let's see
Okay.
how fast you guys last there.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so
You're not going to step up on me.
absolutely not.
So that won't be their strategy.
No,
I don't think so.
they know better.
I mean, look at Red Dawn.
Yeah,
It didn't work out.
fantastic.
Which one do you like better?
Both of them just so
Both?
good.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, both of them were just so good.
It was Hemsworth, right? The second one?
Yeah, it was
Swayze was one.
Yeah, and Liam's Hemsworth was the second one.
That's the brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
And
got a
then-
bunch of brothers.
Yeah, he's got 3, 4. He's got one that plays in Westworld.
Oh yes,
Dude,
that
yeah,
guy. So
yeah.
he's got 3. Isn't it funny how brothers will, like you'll see a pack of brothers and acting career, like the Baldwins,
Like the bald ones.
the Hemsworths.
Yeah.
Who else is it? It's just brothers.
Bald ones.
I guess once one of them gets their foot in the door, they can.
They're like, hey, my brother can act too.
yeah, he's going to be an extra. in this
I don't.
Affleck's.
Yeah.
Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? That's so weird.
Yeah.
I bet. Okay, next show I'm going to pull it up. We're going to find out how many brothers are out there.
Dude, we got to talk about the Ohio train crash. Do we have time?
Definitely.
Wait,
Yeah,
what-
let's hit a
what-
little
what-
bit.
what is
we
it?
can
We have
do what we want.
Because that's basically the big thing right now. Have you guys seen that Netflix movie White Noise? Or heard about it?
Was that with Keaton?
It's got Adam Driver in it.
Okay.
It's on Netflix right now.
Okay.
You remind me of Adam Driver.
Yeah, people have said that.
yeah.
People have said that.
Yeah.
It's
Now-
it's the big nose.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
No. It's just the features. You look like Adam Driver.
Maybe.
Dude, Adam Drivers is kicking it up.
He's kicking it up?
Dude,
Yeah, he's got a new movie called 95 coming
yeah,
out
Dinosaurs.
Oh. Okay.
where he
looks really
goes.
good.
Now
Yeah,
I
I've seen-
can't.
I've seen the trailer.
I don't know if they're going back in time or it's just another planet that happens to be that old.
Back in time.
You know? Oh, it is. It's
Yeah.
a time
He's
travel. Are
from-
you
yeah,
sure?
Yeah. He's from the future.
Well, I know he's from the future because it looks futuristic.
Yeah, but he goes back.
You
in
think
time.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get that. I got that he crash landed on a planet that just happened to be so old and outdated.
With dinosaurs?
Yes.
Oh,
Like
so you
there's
think
another
of-
planet in the universe
With
that
dinosaurs.
is just prehistoric and just that it's the beginning of their evolution, so to speak. That's what I thought. He crash landed on a planet that's used to be like ours back then.
Gotcha.
But that would be interesting if he did do time travel. What was that? White noise?
White noise.
A white boy.
Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. No, I have not seen that.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, no, I started watching it, actually.
Dude, so much foreshadowing in this movie. It's crazy.
Oh, it's got dude in it. Cheadle. Is that Cheadle?
Yeah, it's Cheadle.
They filmed it in
Oh, what
Ohio,
the heck?
and it's about a train that crashes and basically creates like an
Airborne toxic event.
Yes.
And
Are you kidding me?
And he's the dad of this family that's kind of like a blended family, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this was in 2022.
Yeah, and it's
last year.
And in Ohio?
They filmed it in Ohio, yeah. It's based on a book from like the 80s, but in the book from the 80s, they never specified where it is. They just said a Midwestern town. And they chose to film it in Ohio. And it's weird how
Okay.
you could either say coincidental
I
Let me go
think
ahead and
not.
like this.
or predictive programming. I don't know.
Put that in my queue.
Yep. And they even make like a bunch of references to like UFOs and stuff in White Noise because they basically like I don't know. You'll have to go watch it. There's a bunch of stuff that's like really, really mirroring what we're seeing in our world today from this movie last year. Pretty
Wow.
weird.
Yeah,
It's
I started
very
watching
weird.
it. It was pretty good. I didn't
What?
finish though.
Oh, you started? Okay.
I started it.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll
dude.
get on it, guys.
But yeah,
I don't
dude,
want to get left behind.
the Ohio train crash, dude, it seems like it's way worse than what we're hearing about.
They're not covering it right.
Yeah. So that like controlled burn that they did and like the waters that have been polluted, like the Ohio River is polluted.
The only coverage I see are people, citizens that are out there with their phones
Right.
filming horrible stuff in creek beds.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean horrible stuff in creek beds?
Like they'll get a stick and move the water, the bottom of the creek bed, and you'll see oil or nasty stuff just creeping up to the surface.
Yeah, like chemicals will
chemicals
bubble
will
up
just
to the
start
top.
bubbling up.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah,
Yeah, citizens are out there going, look at the creek. This is stupid. Nobody's cleaning this up.
yeah, it's
And that's
basically
their drinking water.
yeah, it's basically like them, and then I think local media is doing some work, but like all the national stuff, you barely even hear.
They're
about.
not touching it.
Yep. Yeah.
Which is weird. Why would you not? Is it because I want to keep that under wraps because we had something to do with it, or we don't want people to know about it? It's
don't
just
know.
weird. Why would you not cover something like that?
I'm not sure.
I would think like Jim, what's his name? Jim Stossel?
John Stossel.
John Stossel. That would be his kind of work. On the ground.
Right.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start.
Yeah.
We're all independent journalists.
Didn't Trump make a stop?
He did. He bought
Yeah.
everybody McDonald's.
Yeah, he showed up.
All the firefighters and policemen.
I heard Pete Buttigieg like made a talk where he even said like, "Sorry, I lost my train of thought."
He's bad. That was horrible.
Yeah, and people are like, "Whoa."
He said, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
3 Mile Island. Have you guys seen that on Netflix? It's
No.
about the nuclear plant meltdown.
Uh-huh.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania. It happened, I think, in the 70s, and like everything that happened with those three reactors.
The fallout.
Yeah, the fallout. When you guys get a chance, watch that too.
Check
Dude,
it out.
that stuff just
Because
creeps me
that
out.
wasn't
dude.
on. That wasn't
Yeah.
on
Nuclear
any national,
reactors going out.
Yeah, that was on man, it's crazy because they were just like downplaying it the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, no, nothing to see here. And the people that were in the plant were like, oh no, this radiation's out of control. If you're in like this vicinity of it, like even outside of it, the levels were so high that they had the
Geiger counter?
and they're like, this is crazy. Then they were showing it on the news station. Like the reporter had it out, and he's like, this is not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Netflix. It's called 3 Mile Island.
Wow. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. But yeah, go watch White Noise if you have not seen it. It is Wild.
Yeah, that's right there. Meltdown,
Meltdown.
3. Yeah. Oh, we saw that last year. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's weird. I just hit the thumbs up and started playing. I didn't tell you to do that, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you to do that. I just wanted you to like it.
I didn't tell you to do that.
Okay, thank you.
1979.
I didn't even know this.
Yeah, I didn't know it either.
I watched Chernobyl.
That was good.
That was like freaky. But that, is this like Chernobyl? Like,
Yes.
is it that bad? You
Yes.
can't go into this area?
Yes.
Today?
Today.
I did not know that we had a place
Yeah,
in
I
the
didn't
United
know.
States
Today.
where there's so much radiation that you can't go in there.
I mean, people.
That's wild. Because like the 3 worst ones in history is like 3 Mile Island,
The town's
Chernobyl,
still-
and then Fukushima, right?
Yeah, the town's still up and running, but the levels are still super high.
So
The town is still up and running.
I believe so.
So people are probably just getting cancer. Like,
yes,
That doesn't make sense. Why are you there?
I wouldn't be.
It's such a small.
That's like
poor
Chernobyl.
town.
There's nobody there.
But they put these reactors in these plants, and the city like lives because of that. You know what I mean? If they leave, they lose everything. They
They'll
don't
just
have,
become a ghost town.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's all.
Are you
they
talking
know.
about because the people live there actually work at the plant?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's why they exist in a town.
Right.
So I go home, I get up and go to the plant and do whatever, check
Yeah.
readings and whatever.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'd quit my job and move, man.
So what's the alternative to? I thought so. Is that the cleanest energy we have right now? Is nuclear plants,
Yeah.
nuclear reactors?
Mm-hmm.
But then you have something like this that happens.
Right.
It's like, well, that's bad. We shouldn't do that.
Yep.
Let's go back to coal. Let's
Yeah,
go back to coal.
Yeah, that could be an interesting topic for an episode, maybe if we dive into nuclear.
I'm kind of confused on the what's that called? That it would be renewable energy, nuclear fission,
Fission or fusion?
fusion, where they put the two atoms together and they.
Yeah, I think that's fission. I think we haven't figured out how to scale that yet, right?
But it's theoretically,
It could be huge, yeah.
It could be renewable energy, just like the sun. That's what it would be like, right?
Yeah, they
just
they just did that. They just did an experiment, and they created a mini sun
Wow.
for
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, I remember that.
For like a very short amount of time?
yeah,
Okay.
milliseconds.
Yep, that's wild.
So it's close.
They're close.
But I would think that like big corporations, energy corporations, would try to keep that down. Haven't y'all heard over the years like corporations will buy patents up so that,
So that they can kill it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So because you're gonna take money away from me because you won't buy my energy anymore,
Right.
Because it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of companies do
it was
that.
the Department of Energy that they came out with this article a couple of weeks ago. Pull it up. It's
Yeah, there's like a website called...
What's it called?
I don't know. Just do like
Mini sun.
What, fission?
yeah, breakthrough.
Yeah, I've heard of what you're saying.
Yeah,
Mini sun.
yeah. It just happened January.
Physicists
3rd.
have created a mini sun with its own simulated gravity to investigate the cause of extreme space weather.
It might be something different than what you're mentioning.
Yeah.
That seems like a...
Scientists have built a ball of plasma they call the mini sun. China's 1 trillion art. Oh, that's right. China did something like this. They created an artificial sun fusion reactor.
Okay, so maybe it is fusion.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm not a
Fission or
physicist.
fusion. I don't know. I mix them up.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah. Well, they're two... Yeah, they both
Yeah.
are things.
It
but
fused
I
together.
don't
It's
know which
fused
thing's
together
which.
with a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
and with that whatchamacallit.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's wrap it up, guys.
I like this episode.
That was the rabbit hole.
Okay.
Very random. It was still a heavy-handed topic about the pipeline.
It's good flow.
It was good flow. I think we went down several rabbit holes. Not sure if we got to the bottom of anything, except if it's fission or fusion. We
Yeah.
may have got to the bottom of that on that one.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be getting to the bottom of much on these types of episodes. This is just us freewheeling.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey guys, if you're listening on YouTube and you like this episode, please like, share, and subscribe, and also leave a comment. And if you're listening on any of the other podcasting platforms like Apple, Spotify, Google, Make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss when we publish an episode. If you did not like this episode, I thank you for listening this long. And tune in next week when you might hear Jason say,
I like turtles.
Infusion.
Yeah.